Welcome back. Jeff Koinange live at the Villa Rosa Kempinski. It is getting hot here on the bench today. That's because TNA chairman, nominated member of parliament, and
national chairman, be clear.
TNA national chairman.
You don't have chairman in counties, in the constituencies, in the wards. Joke.
And Nairobi County Governor,
incoming.
Incoming.
Yes.
047.
County 047.
And was it Wiper National what?
Come on.
Okay. Vice Chairman, Wiper National. Wiper National, Wiper Party.
That's the wiper, wiping cars, wiping.
Maybe, eh?
I thought you knew something about contempt of court.
Oh wait. Are you in Matuse? Senator Mutula Jr. I tell you, what a show. What a show we're having, and we're talking issues. We've talked about Malindi, we talked about Kericho. By the way, gentlemen, before we go on to the next topic, real quick. Malindi. Who?
ODM.
Jubilee.
Kericho.
Jubilee.
Okay.
I'm consistent, at least I'm
You
consistent.
said they could take... okay, all right.
There's a possibility.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We talked
The
about
jury's out.
The jury's out, okay? We talked about corruption right before the show. And Sakaja, let's face it, every day, literally another scandal. Today, in the papers, Bruce Odhiambo and the Youth Fund, 400 million shillings missing. Bruce was my schoolmate. Bruce is your boy.
You should be embarrassed.
Bruce is the president's boy.
Imagine.
What are you people doing? You're letting this man down, man.
Say that again.
You're letting this man down. In fact, there was a movie in the 70s. You guys weren't born, wherever you were. But there was a movie in the 70s. Watergate. Remember Watergate?
Yes.
No, I wasn't born.
There was a movie called All the President's Men. Remember?
It's a book.
The book.
It's a book.
So am I the only one left standing?
You're the only man for now.
Yeah.
No,
for
not for
now,
now.
Sakaja.
Jeff, let me tell you, there's certain things that guide me in terms of principle. You know, when I was 8 years old, my mother told me something a year before she passed on, that a good name is worth more than riches.
It's in the Bible.
For me, corruption is not a lack of opportunity, because opportunities come, people come and say, oh, and there's this mentality that many young people have today, and many people, that oh, we can make, I'm sure they've come, oh, we can make money here, there's money here.
Do they come to you, Sakaja?
A lot,
huh?
a lot. And I tell them off all the time. Money is not made. You earn money. You earn money out of hard work. I've resisted it, and I will continue to resist it. And I promise you, no matter how hard you look, you don't find me in those scandals.
Senator, can we hold this man accountable to that?
We can't.
Can we hold him accountable? Because in 2 years, in 6 months, what if a scandal comes up and...
Why have I not been in one yet?
Oh, yet.
Why have I not been in one?
Operative
Yet.
word.
So far, why have I not been in one?
Yeah. We don't
Maybe
know.
they haven't been tempted. Maybe the numbers haven't been good enough.
Or maybe the affidavit is coming. You never know.
You never know.
Let me tell you.
Let me finish, Mutula.
Okay, finish.
You see, the fight against corruption must be put within context. Yeah? The question that many people are asking is that, is there more corruption now than there was ever before? And I'll give you a simple analogy. You know, you have your house. When you decide to do spring cleaning, thorough cleaning, let me say thorough cleaning on a Saturday at the end of the month, you find so much that. A lot of that. In fact, if a visitor comes to your house on that day, I'll be like, man, Jeff, you live in all this dirt?
Pigsty, yes.
Because you have actually decided deliberately to clean under the beds, in the cupboards, all over. That is what Kenya is going through today. The president has been at the forefront in the fight against corruption. He's made unprecedented moves in the history of this country. He's the first president ever in Africa to put 6 of his cabinet secretaries on the line.
Yeah, but come on, where are they now?
Let me tell you.
They're still earning a salary.
Exactly. That's exactly the point. Listen, no, they're not. They're not ministers. They're not earning a salary, Jeff.
Sakaja.
Jeff, you said it yourself, or he said it. That you can have your own set of opinions, but you cannot have your own set of facts.
Yeah.
None of those cabinet secretaries are earning a shilling today. So he did this. He went beyond his constitutional mandate. Went to the EACC, that is the institution mandated to fight corruption, and said, guys, what are you doing? Give me the list you have. Went out of his way at the State of Nation address in Kenya last year to present a list to say, you know what, these guys are being investigated. I'm asking all of you to step aside. When have you seen that before, Jeff? On top of that, let me finish.
What happened to that list?
Exactly.
What happened to the list?
That's what I'm moving to. After he did that, the institutions that are actually mandated to deal with it took over. the ESCC, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, and the Judiciary. If the president had it his way, if we had a different constitutional dispensation, he would actually have walked into the offices of those people and put them in jail.
Oh, no.
But the president is not the judiciary. If the case is in court, today we have more than 275 cases of corruption in court. Tell me when else. You have lived for a long time, for many years. Tell me,
Sakaja, only 50 minutes.
possibly pre-independence.
Yes.
Tell me,
Yes.
when in your whole life have you seen 275 of the big fish in court? The question you should be asking today is, why are they still in court? What is happening in the judiciary? What is happening with the ESCC? This clearing, not clearing, investigating.
Is this
the witness.
is this man
We
defending?
must strengthen institutions. The fight against corruption is being led by the president. He brought together all institutions. The judiciary, you saw it.
Yeah.
The private sector, you saw Bob Kolimo there, you saw Oigara. He brought, because it takes two to tango, he brought them all together and said, you know what? This is the biggest threat to our security. Can all institutions play their part?
The same
He has done as much as
The
he
same
can.
judiciary
If
that was being
Kenyans-
bribed 2 million shillings.
Exactly my point. That is why we should ask questions.
I'm
Because
sorry, dollars.
if the cases were in status today, they'd be in court. But we decided as a country in 2010 to have a constitution that creates institutions that do their work. The president has moved to the edge
Senator,
of his mandate.
Senator, your thoughts.
If Kenyans today
Your
say,
thoughts, Senator.
if Kenyans today say that we want the president to break the law, he's very happy. He will take guys to court.
Senator.
Let me tell you, Jeff, you know, this sort of statements are good for a speech.
No, but it's
or a
true.
dinner speech somewhere at Kempinski, you know, in a dinner hall. You can't convince even a standard 8 child. Let me tell you,
Leave us
I'm
alone.
carrying
He's a
the-
lawyer.
Listen, I'm carrying the affidavit here with the annexures
Yes.
of Anwar Guru.
No, answer the
Correct.
question. I've asked
Wait,
the
wait,
question.
listen.
Yeah.
Why
What
don't you listen?
more can the
Has the
president
president done enough,
do?
Senator?
What
Has
more can the
president
president
done
do?
He has done nothing.
Tell us.
Listen,
No, tell us what more he can do.
Listen first.
I
Why
challenge
don't
you as a lawyer
why
to
don't
tell
you-
us
why don't you-
what
wait.
more the
Let-
president
I will
can
tell
do.
you in a few minutes, and I will explain.
Is that true?
If you look at this affidavit,
Yes. This is the one by
Anwar Guru,
Yes.
and the annexures in here,
Yes.
Jeff,
This is when-
it's like highway robbery. You know what they do in Salama? They tear those canvas and then you throw the loot outside the road as you steal. Grand haste.
As a
You know
senator of
where-
Salama, he has a lot of
listen,
experience.
let me tell you. And I carried a
This
book
is
to
when
tell
she.
you.
This is when she pointed fingers at Duale,
Adwale, Murkomen, and the affidavits.
Kibet.
Yes. And guess what,
You see
Jeff?
how Sakaja is so quiet now?
He's so quiet
He's
because
very
there's nothing to say.
Because
Let me
he's
tell
not
you,
answering the
but-
question.
At
The
time-
question you have asked him is simple. What more can the president do? Do you want the president to jail someone?
Yes.
Does the law allow him to do it?
Bwana.
Can we allow?
We
If
should
today-
just do it. Let the law take its course.
But that's why they're in court.
Who was the first person to defend Anwar Guru?
This man here.
No, that's not true, Jeff.
What about Manoa?
Jeff,
Listen,
during the
don't
break,
say
you should have gone to
anything.
YouTube. Eh?
What are you
And I
talking about? Why
challenge
don't you
anyone
listen?
to show me why I've said she is clean. I challenge anybody because
She has-
Jeff, you
yeah,
know me.
that's the fourth
You've
time.
watched me for the last 3 years.
I have.
I never mince my words and I say what I believe. Not once have I done that. But tell me, beyond what the president has done, and you must first acknowledge that he's done more than any other president has done in this country. When there was corruption in the last government, no one ever made such a move. No one was ever fired. Even on people's PAs were being told to step aside. No one was ever fired. We have decided to take.
Muraria, leasing.
Anglo leasing. Anglo
Mutula
leasing.
came back. They came back. A lot of those guys. Where are those court cases? Where are the cases today? Tell me.
Let me tell you, there's a
We're on the 275 now.
Yeah.
They're in court. But you know,
I haven't
if
heard-
you want to fish, you go to where the fish are found. If you want answers, ask questions to the right place. These cases are in court. They're not in State House.
How come no one's been arrested, Sakaja? Nobody's been arrested.
Article 245 of the Constitution of Kenya says today that the president cannot direct the Inspector General of Police. If you would like the president to do two things, Mutula, and you're a lawyer, intellectual professional dishonesty is not nice, eh? You read the
Are you
Constitution.
accusing me or something?
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna sue you, man.
If you're the president,
Yes.
that'll be my first court case. Actually,
Oh, yeah, listen, man.
I've never been sued. Eh?
Yeah.
If you're the president today, to call the IG against Article 245 and say, my friend, arrest all these guys. Immediately after that, you're the president to go against the Constitution to call the Commission of Prisons and tell him, my friend, jail these guys. If Kenyans say that today, you know it, Jeff. He would be the first guy to do it.
Jeff, you've given this man too much air
Go ahead.
to defend the defensible.
Go on.
At the time the president was reading a speech in Parliament, I call it the grand haste at NYS was ongoing.
Yes.
That was March, this is June. It was ongoing. Nothing has happened. The details in this affidavit would shock you. about who was doing what, who was carrying money, accounts here and there, people carrying money in sacks, etc., etc. Do you know what these guys have violated? The 11th commandment. And I carried a book, and I would recommend them to read.
Go on. The 11th commandment. Jeffrey Archer, thou shalt not be caught.
That is what they have violated.
You see, he holds it because they believe in it in
Yeah,
court. All the corruption, I mean, no one talks about about molasses, about maize,
Thou
because
shalt
they are not
not
caught.
be caught.
Jeffrey Archer.
Jeffrey Archer, 1998 edition. You're not carrying it.
Okay.
It's a classic.
Jeff,
Let me tell
I'd
you.
like us to discuss NOS substantively.
No,
Okay,
wait,
let's do that real quick.
We'll discuss NOS substantively, but before that, I think I need a question, my question answered.
Okay.
By who?
By both of you.
Senator, real quick.
What more would you like the president to do
Go on.
today?
Go on.
He has gone
Senator.
beyond the limits of his
Senator,
mandate in the
should-
constitution.
Should the president have done more or should
What?
he do
No,
more?
not
No.
today. What should he do? He can't
You know,
answer
let me
that
tell
question.
you, this gentleman,
See, I just answered it.
fortunately, he does a lot of research. When
But
Obama
answer
was
it.
faced with a challenge by Parliament recently about gun running, what did he do? He issued an executive order
Correct.
against even the Congress.
So are you suggesting today the president should issue an
Yeah, I asked
executive
him
Why
order?
not? Why not?
I
Because
Saying what?
corruption is a national crisis.
No, if I get his
It's a
legal
national
advice,
disaster.
if I get
Let me
legal
ask
advice,
you.
we'll do it tomorrow.
I asked him this morning,
Yes.
and even now, it's 12 hours later, I asked him, which law do you want the president to break to jail one person?
I've mentioned two.
Just one person.
I've mentioned two.
Fellows, what? Which one?
245 or
Forget Article
Oh,
245.
forget about
Of
Article
instructing.
245
So
about
remember
arresting. Which one?
to arrest someone. Then number two, about how the court works. The chapter on judiciary talks about the legal process. That's the constitution we have
Let me
today.
tell you, Jeff.
The president has sworn to
Let me
uphold the
tell you why
constitution.
this is PR.
Go on.
Somebody swears an affidavit. Kafura has sworn an affidavit to annexures.
That's right.
In the annexures, this is what she says. In an attempt to cover up the money that she was withdrawing, they then concocted 2 withdrawal slips. She signed against them, but when the gentleman walked out of the room, she made a photocopy. Now, in a serious war against corruption, what would you do? Would you call Kafura or would you look for the documents? A year later, Jeff, nobody has gone to Family Bank to collect documents. Nobody has gone to investigate these accounts. People are still walking to EACC the way you see them walking into a red carpet.
And on top
It
of
is
that,
like red
Sakaja,
carpet.
on top of that, it's not
In Georgia,
791
married
million.
classes.
It's not 1.6 billion. It could be even up to 3 billion.
Let me tell you, Jeff, somebody on your station was interviewed last week. He said it could run up to 12 billion shillings.
Jeff, let me tell you. So there is no doubt. The corruption that we are seeing is disgusting.
Tell me about it. It's about toilets. It's
Number two.
What could be more annoying?
Number two, it is very unfortunate that the areas that we're seeing this corruption is around youth issues.
Yes.
You know very well how much some of us have stood to fight for these young people.
Correct.
You know,
Even our
yesterday I was celebrating. Not big, it's an act.
It's an act of parliament.
The first
about
one,
the youth.
Listen, the first one I did, you know very well, to provide 30% procurement opportunities
Yes.
for young people, women, persons with disability. I had a meeting the day before yesterday with the Public Procurement Oversight Authority to bring in the new mechanisms of monitoring to make sure youngers are getting it.
Yes.
The second one was National Employment Authority for young people, at least to access jobs. While we are doing that, it is very sad that there are some people who are possibly salivating of how now they can get this money.
Yeah.
Which people?
I believe that in government, in the opposition, you see, for us to win the war against corruption, it's not about politicizing it. You know, it's not about code just shouting about corruption when it's facing Jubilee, but when there's corruption in code, they keep quiet. You know, for the former Prime Minister, a man who I have a lot of respect for, to say that because of the recent affidavit, Duale and Murkomen resign, yet there's an entire tribunal about his governor of Nairobi.
Have you read this
But
affidavit
see,
about both?
listen, the point is this: even for us in Jubilee, we do no service to this country or to Jubilee if we try to sugarcoat any corruption. So I'm saying corruption is there. Now, how do we fight corruption, Jeff? We fight corruption in the prescription prescribed in the Constitution. The institutions that have been set up to fight this vice. If you cloud it with politics,
Yeah.
we will not succeed.
People want to see an
One of
arrest.
the
Let me tell you,
institutions.
Sakaja, one arrest.
Let me tell you.
Arrest one person.
Exactly. Now,
Just
you know,
one. Let me tell you.
You jump
Let
in
me
the
tell
gun. You jump in the gun. I know you want to press that thing, but chill. The point is this: I don't know if the crew has some chill pills for you guys. But listen.
Yes.
The president's mandate
Yes.
in terms of fighting corruption, he has gone above and beyond it. None of you denies, because he has called out his own people, never done before. He has said prosecute these guys. Who prosecutes these guys? Office of the Director of let me finish. Director of Public Prosecution.
What you're saying
Those
is,
cases
is fine
are not
in
moving.
perspective, but
Why are these cases? The other day, the governor of Nairobi is being investigated by ESCC.
Yes.
What does he do?
He stops.
He runs to court. It is stopped.
Yes.
You're on a fishing expedition in a swimming pool.
Sakaja,
Ask the institutions charged with
I've-
fighting
you know,
him
the
to
president
fight.
has done so much. Why are the people around him stealing so much?
Ask the people, if the individuals.
Come on.
If the people who are actually stealing, they should face the law.
Let me tell
If
you what
today,
happened.
because
Why aren't you
today-
stealing? Why aren't you stealing?
Because I don't believe in that. I have principles that get my life. Jeff,
Let me tell you, when he talks about institutions, there's something they did last year, and we don't talk about it. The president signed an amendment to the ESCC Act. Now ESCC is part-time. So I've asked Sakaja several
ESCC
times,
is not
do they
part-time.
work on Mondays and Tuesdays
That is
and
not
go and leave
true.
Wednesday,
The rest of
Thursday,
the
and
week.
Friday?
Jeff, that is not true.
What
That cannot
happened?
go and
But let me
challenge.
explain.
The ESCC is not part-time.
Let me explain.
What do you mean?
The ESCC is made up of two components: the commissioners and the secretariat.
You see?
The secretariat
Tomato,
works
tomato.
full time. The commissioners are there to perform
Come
their
on.
work.
But
Let me
come on,
tell you,
Sakaja,
that's the law.
Let me
It's a
explain.
moribund outfit.
It is.
Because
Let me
I'm
explain.
saying-
moribund.
That now, exactly.
It's wolf in wolfskin. Let me
Now
explain.
you guys are preaching my song.
Hey, come
Because
on.
I'm saying for us to fight corruption, we must strengthen that institution. We must strengthen the judiciary. We must find out where this backlog of cases, where can guys just rush to court and stop investigations. We must look at all these institutions. Do you guys want to fight corruption?
in the
Or you
Bible
don't have an
it says,
entertaining moment.
the spirit is willing,
But the
the
body.
flesh is not.
You know,
Gentlemen,
I've never heard him speak about an NYS scandal of Yatta grabbing
You see?
by party
you
leader.
know,
I've not heard them talking about
You know, Jeff, I
the
was
court
going
leaders
to tell you
involved.
this.
Yeah.
I don't- you're
If
gonna
you
be on the
decide to
street.
fight corruption
Let me explain.
through a
Wait,
political
why don't
prison,
you wait?
you
Gentlemen,
will go
we're
nowhere.
going to take a break, but before that, let me read Benji
Rules.
Dolo. Benji Dolo tweeted.
How is Benji, by the way? Say what's
Benji's
up,
all right. Benji's all right. Listen, he was on.
Hi, Benji.
He was on K22 last. I mean,
Oh, the show where you started the bench.
Oh, that time. You cannot find guests like this.
no. Benji says, "Great show, not like the wild shouting and boisterous mayhem Matsanga and me end up in."
By the way, honestly,
Jeff,
on another, point, your choice of guests is very interesting.
Why you're here?
Exactly. it's taken. How long has it taken?
oh my God.
Let's just say
What a
last time you were
show.
here, you were still in your 20s.
Actually, that's right. I was in my 20s and I was with Tony Gashoka,
Oh boy.
the shocker from Gashoka.
Oh boy. You are now in the side of
Does this still
content.
come on?
This is
I thought-
content.
This is
I
content.
need a lawyer.
Does it still come on the show? Or did someone take you guys to court and you guys got frightened?
Don't mention names. Don't mention
no,
I'm
names.
not mentioning names, but Jeff, if you want to fight corruption,
Yes.
you must have the balls to do it.
Do you have the?
I do. The
Does the
president-
president have
He has
the
the balls.
cojones?
Let me tell you something.
And he has the scars to prove it.
Akuna.
He has the scars to prove
You
it.
people
He
defended my
has
guru
his
for
cars to
months.
prove
You defended
Let
my
me
guru for
for
months.
months. And what do? Let me tell you, I didn't blame the president for going to Israel. You actually, when you see this affidavit, you need to go to Israel.
You know, Jeff, I'm
To
shocked.
ask Sinai, you know?
I'm shocked that you have a
To look for
very
the Ten
low,
Commandments.
you have a very low tolerance for facts. I never thought you.
What do
did.
you mean? You
As we go
people-
on a
As we
break,
break, yeah.
I'll give you time. We won't even talk to you.
Yeah.
Google, use YMail,
Yeah.
use whatnot, and
Yeah.
find out the issues we were talking about. Because honestly, I don't think we can trivialize the fight against corruption.
Come on, man.
We should not
But my
trivialize it.
guru was a bad example, and you people defended
Totally.
her.
Who did I defend her?
Well, I'm not saying
No,
you,
did I defend her?
your people.
No, but did I defend her? Can you say that with?
In Parliament, did you see the
being
committee?
sure.
And now you're running against her for governor.
Imagine.
She might even beat you.
Preaching water and just manufacturing all the way.
Jeff, I know you have a penchant for creativity, but they're also suddenly.
At certain level,
At Sakaja Johnson, at Junior_Mutula, at Koinange. These guys, I tell you, this generation, you can't stop them. They're on fire. They are literally on fire. Politics 101 is the hashtag. Keep tweeting, folks, because these guys are no doubt the future of Kenya. Jeff Koinange live with the Villaros Kempinski takes another break. We'll be back.
Google.
In a moment.
moment.
Google.
Google is your friend.
Yeah.
It should be your
You
friend.
defended